Hey y'all, welcome back to another yoga class with yours truly. I'm excited because I am rebranding my yoga business now. So you will start to see some changes happening to the channel, to my social media, and my website for my new name, Rachel K Yoga, K for Kathleen, if you're curious. So I hope you enjoy the new aesthetic and the new look. It's going to be the same great classes, meditation, breath work coming from me. So please remember to subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends and family so we can reach more people to join this lovely community. Thanks for your support. For today's class, we are doing a full moon yoga practice because the full moon is coming up on Sunday. So maybe you can practice then. And still getting the energy of the moon is useful in your everyday. I think of it as working on your balance and your flexibility. The moon controls the tide. So we think of flowing water and the ability to find this equanimity, this balance between the body and the mind, a softer, grounded, feminine energy with the practice. There will still be some strength and stretching involved. And maybe if you have two blocks, this would be useful for some of your balancing postures. You can also use two thick or heavy books if you don't have any blocks. Let's get started. Okay, so you should be set up with your mat and hopefully two blocks. If you have those, please place one at the front and at the back of your mat. This is going to be because we'll move through something called Chandra Namaskar, moon salutations, where you practice on both sides of the mat facing different directions. I will guide it clearly for you. Grab one of the blocks that you have there just for the time being. We're going to sit onto it. So you come to kneel, shortest side and long, taking your sit bones down into the block, resting the tops of your feet and your shins onto the mat. If you get uncomfortable at any point in this position, you can always come to a cross-legged seat. Hands coming down onto your thighs, feeling your sit bones grounding into the support that you have. Another good support could be a bolster or a pillow, even more comfort. With your grounded sit bones, you feel your spine extending tall, your shoulders relaxing, your face and jaw soft. Paying attention to how your body is feeling right now. And paying attention to how your breath is flowing through your body. Taking note if you sense any tightness or tension somewhere, whether it be in your body, in your mind. How easy it is to breathe right now. How it feels to begin deepening your breath, sending the air through the nostrils and down into the bottom of the lungs, filling up and releasing. Sensing how your spine grows tall as you breathe in, as your belly, your ribs, your chest fill up with air. And how you hold your tall spine and release your breath, feeling your belly, your ribs, and your chest settle back down. And also aware of your thoughts now. Is it easy for you to find quietness in your mind at the moment, or are many thoughts passing by through your head? Imagine those thoughts as clouds floating through the night sky, and that you're wisping them past to create space for a beautiful starry sky lit by the full moon, bringing you peace. Another breath here. And you'll stay in this position as we begin a breathing exercise. You could start to open your eyes. I guided you a little bit through it already. We're going to practice taking the breath with our hands around the belly and sending 2 breaths into the belly, 2 breaths into the rib cage, and 2 more breaths filling up into the chest. So it's 1 full deep breath starting from belly up to chest. And when you exhale, imagine the same. Hands down to the belly and the ribs. So take your hands to your belly. Take 2 inhales. Small breaths in. 2 counts ribs. Fill in more. 2 counts more to fill in the chest. And release. Chest, ribs, belly. We'll make that flow a little bit more. I will stop talking so much and feel the 2 counts as you breathe in, up. All right, inhale. Exhale. Expand into your hands, belly, rib, chest, and down. Let's do it with our hands onto the thighs. Now you can feel that expansion and the release. 3 times. Hold at the top and release. Holding and release. At your pace the last time. Coming back to your natural breath. Noticing how it feels breathing now. And keeping your spine tall, shoulders relaxed. Starting to open your eyes. And we'll take some lifting arms, creating the shape of the moon with our breathing. Lift the arms up, inhale. And exhale, lower them back down, creating that circle shape, hands coming to heart center on your exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. Anjali Mudra. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release down. Hands at heart center, last time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Drawing the moon back to your heart center. Release the block and put it back on the side that is missing a block. And come to face the top of the mat for cat and cows. We're spreading out the fingers, finding your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Starting first with taking circles around the wrists in one direction and bring your hips into this movement. Moving your body intuitively. So notice how you feel, what you need to do to warm up and loosen out the body. You can change the direction that you have your circles at any time and keep moving to where it feels like you're gaining some mobility and opening through your wrists and hips. Coming back to a stable, neutral tabletop now, and cats and cows follow. Inhale, drop your belly, tailbone and chin, chest lift up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, tuck the belly in and chin to chest. Inhale for cow pose, lift the gaze. Exhale, round into cat, chin to chest. Move back and forth between these two postures in another intuitive flow of movement, maybe making rotations through your torso as you flow in and out, warming up and mobilizing the spine as well. And the next time that you find yourself in a cat pose, finishing up a round, then you come back to your neutral spine. Great. We're going to now bring our knees apart and toes together to sit back. Your hips towards your heels, extending your arms and bringing your forehead to the mat for child's pose. Spread your fingers. Feel your sit bones sinking back. The long extension of your spine and your side body. As you breathe, you expand into your belly, your ribs, your chest. Keeping that deep flow of breath that you practiced at the beginning. When you inhale, you can reach your fingertips a little bit further, extending through the spine. And on the exhale, let your hips sink further back. Expanding into the side ribs. Starting to activate your arms. Forearms lift away from the mat. Palms too, so that you're coming onto your fingertips. Creating some strong space in the arms. Your armpits lift away from the ground. You continue to breathe as you press into your fingertips and then start to lift your forehead away from the mat so you can begin looking forward and then rounding your spine up, lift your hips. Coming sort of to a tabletop, you start to bring your hands down and the forearms to the mat, extending your legs behind you. You might have to shift a little on your mat to get in the right space. Your elbows can be directly under your shoulders, or if the compression in your low back is intense, move the arms a little further forward. And you can also open the legs wider if you need less of a bend in your low back. And then gaze forward. Let your shoulder blades sink down your back and your heart space shine front and center. Open across your clavicles, the front of your chest. Breathing in your Sphinx pose. Feeling how this inhale expands your belly down into the mat and creates an opening through your low back. And for the last couple of breaths, you can start to come up onto your palms, lifting your forearms away from the mat, seal pose. If it's too intense, just stay on your forearms. If you're lifted, lift through the chest. Feel that stretch across the front of your body too. Take a deep breath in and out. Relax the shoulders, the jaw. Inhale. Exhale, forearms come down. Good. Lowering the chest so the hands come under the shoulders. Press your way up back to a tabletop position. And we'll begin a sequence of poses. From tabletop, we will practice something called tiger tail. We're doing a variation of it first and then growing it a little deeper. So first time we're kicking just the right foot back, pointing the toes towards the ground and trying to keep your hip points lined up so your heel is extending right out of your hip. Pressing into the hands, pressing your chest away from the ground and hugging the belly in every time you exhale. Starting to bend the knee. Keep the knee pointing down and imagine that you're kicking into the ceiling, pressing your foot flat into the sky. And then you can practice with kicking it up just a little bit. Inhaling, exhale, small drop back down. Inhale, kicking up. Exhale, back to where it was, lined up with your hip. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, take it down. Last time. And then extend your right leg back, long again. Point the toes to the ground. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the knee into your chest so you can step into a low lunge. Your hands come inside of the leg, so you can walk your right foot over to the right edge of the mat and see if you can take any extension of your back leg behind you. Your ankle in the front leg is right under your knee, and you could start to move forward and back, warming up the hip, mobilizing it a little more, maybe even feeling a stretch in your hamstring when you lean the hips back. You can take circles. Again, intuitive movement, flowing into what feels right to soothe your body. And then we'll start to find our way into a low lunge. So we bring our foot in between our hands, more towards the middle of the mat. And then we're going to take our left hand to hover and draw a big half circle moon back behind you, lifting your right arm forward. It's your left arm back. So you're turning away from your knee. It's an open twist. And just taking a couple of breaths here. And as you're doing so, starting to lift your front arm and lower your back arm towards your thigh or your low back for a reverse twist. Reach through your right arm overhead, starting to gaze back, taking another inhale. And on the exhale, arm comes forward, back arm circles over again. You frame your front foot and you pull your back knee in. Stack the knee under the hip as you pull your front knee straighter, and maybe extend your foot out in front for half Hanuman, half split, pulling your toes towards your face. You could use a block to support you here if you find that the ground is quite far away. And then press into your hands wherever they are. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Inhale. And then exhale, reach your chest more towards your toes. So you're folding through your heart space rather than your forehead rounding down, making a stretch through the low back and the hamstring. We'll take another inhale here. Exhale to lean forward, relax the shoulders and the jaw. And then pull the heel back a little bit so you can bend your front knee. And begin your prep for Warrior 3 prep. You're going to bring your block at the top of your mat so that you have it ready. Frame your front foot, curl the toes of your back foot, and lift your back knee. Start bringing your hands to your block. You might walk it a little closer to you. And then we're going to lift the back foot. I'm kind of taking my time to get there, and then slowly walking my block a little bit further forward so I can use it to support me as I kick my left heel back, pointing the toes down, keeping my hips as lined up as possible. Long extension through the back leg, either keeping hands on the block a little bit more folded down, or a soft bend in the front knee, grounding into the foot to bring your hands to heart center and lift your chest, becoming a full extension of your heel to the crown of your head for Warrior 3. Wherever you are, you'll start to bend into the front knee either way and start to bring the back foot and knee lifting up so you come to stand. I'm going to turn to face you now. It's funny, in the walls here of the roof, hands are at heart center and you bend the knee up. Like you're stepping onto a box, your foot is pressing down, hugging the belly in and lifting a long spine. Then opening the knee out to the side. You can use your hands to help connect your foot to your thigh or your calf or your ankle with toes on the ground, or tree pose. So in tree pose, you can hold your hands at heart center, or you can gradually start to grow your arms up. Feel your grounded foot stepping down, pressing into all the toes and the opening across your hips. as your left foot presses into your thigh. Long, tall body, shoulders relax, belly hugging up and in for every exhale. Another breath here. Your hand on the right arm is coming down towards the block. You're lifting your left knee up and bringing the hand down to the block. It's okay if you wobble and fall out. We're coming into half moon. Kick your left foot back. Turn your toes towards the left side of your mat and press back towards the end of the mat through your heel. You might keep your hand on your hip and help your left hip stack over your right as you open across the chest and hips. Maybe you can extend your left arm up, either gazing down or up, using the block or hovering the hand. Softly bend into the front knee and then step back. Nice work. It's a lot of work on the legs and the ankles. Bend into your front knee for a brief warrior two. Adjust your feet. Line up the front heel with the back heel. And extend the arms long, sinking down. Take another breath. Open across your chest. Shoulders squeeze in. And then cartwheel your hands to frame your front foot. Step your foot back into a brief plank pose. Press into the hands, lifting the chest. Knees come down, chest, elbows in, and then hands under the shoulders as you lift up into a low cobra. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Press the heart up. Send the hips back. Come into a tabletop position. In between doing that side that we just did, that sequence, and moving on to the left side, we will do one exercise, a pose called toe stretch in hero's pose. Curl the toes underneath your heels. Find the toes spread out. Sit back, hands onto the thighs. Thankfully, we won't be here for very long. We're going to flow in and out of camel pose, which is a back bend. Bring your hands together at heart center. And then we're going to start lifting up, kneeling position. Lift through the heart into your thumbs. Extend the arms as you inhale, biceps by the ears, and then pressing your hips forward as you hug your belly in and reach back. Arms stay by the ears and imagine a string is lifting your heart up into the sky as you lean further back for an inhale, and on an exhale, back to your hero pose. Let's do it 2 more times. Lift up, inhale, reach back. Exhale, hands to the heart as you sit onto your heels. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Sitting down, hands to the heart. And then hands to the mat, releasing the feet. Maybe tapping out the toes if that was intense for your feet and toes. Find your way back to your tabletop. And let's take the left heel back. Press through the heel towards the back of your mat. Point the toes down, pressing through the feet. Through that foot and extending through the crown of your head as you gaze between your hands. Core strong, hugging in. Pressing into the hands to lift the chest away from the ground. Bend into the knee like you're kicking the ceiling up. And then we'll pump it up. Inhale, lift. And then lower. So we'll do that 4 times, kicking up. This is the last one. Extend the heel back behind you, and then bring the knee into your chest and your hands inside of the foot, walking the foot over to the left edge of the mat, maybe extending your back knee further if you've got space for it, warming up your hips, mobilizing them again with movement, flow with your breath. As always, focus on those deep expanding inhales and long releasing exhales. And then we'll start to frame the front foot and Lift the right hand away from the mat and circle this half circle shape back behind you as you lift your left arm into an open twist. Shoulder blades are pulling together, open across the chest, and nice deep bend into the front knee, which is right over the ankle. Maybe then lowering your hand down to your thigh or your low back and taking your reverse twist, reaching the left arm up and over, gazing back behind you, pressing the hips gently forward, as squared as possible so you're more twisting from your torso. Maybe press your right hip forward to meet the left. Your hand on the low back supports this. One more breath. Coming back, take your circles, frame your front foot, curl the toes so you can lift your back knee, get your block ready for your Warrior 3 prep. You can walk steps in or you can lift right away, using the strength in your leg of grounding into the mat on your foot, hugging your belly in and pressing your heel behind you, pointing your toes down. Either keeping your hands onto your block to support this prep variation, or hands to the heart to lift up a little bit more. And then start to bring the back leg up and in front, bringing the knee into the chest, lined up with your hip. Open the knee and connect the foot to the thigh. A lot of practice with balance and not moving too fast into these positions. So feel that opening, feel the connection of the foot and the thigh. Ground into your toes and your standing foot. Maybe then extend your arms up. Focus on a point out in front of you that's not moving. This should help a lot with the balance. Relax the shoulders. One more breath here. And then we're trying out for half moon. You need to lean down to your block, but first bring your knee towards your chest again and start extending it back with control coming to your block. You can take it even higher if you need to. And you can wobble and you can fall and you can gently find your way back in. Accept where your balance is today. It might be different on this side. Reaching your arm up, trying to stack the hips, and imagine like you are leaning against a flat wall behind you, opening your body against that wall. Start to bend into the front knee and step back into your Warrior 2. Adjust your feet, bend into your front knee, press into the outer edge of your back foot, sink the hips down and relax the shoulder blades in. Reach the opposite directions through your fingers. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the top of the mat. Step back to your plank. Lower your knees, elbows in as your chest comes down. Release the tops of your feet and inhale, press up. Low cobra. Exhale down. Press back into a brief child's pose. You can open your knees or not. Forehead to the mat. Take a breath. Maybe sigh it out. Do it again. Feel the sensation of your breath and in your body. And let your mind relax with focus on your breath. And roll back up. Coming to a tabletop. Okay, so we are going to come to lie down on the back for a moment before we take our Chandra Namaskar. That's our moon salutations. So you're in the middle of the mat, you lower down. Open your knees, bring the feet together. Open the arms wide if you have the space, or you can bend at your elbows. With the feet together, knees open. You have a nice Stretch across your hips, your outer thighs, your glutes. And a chance to relax the backside of the body into the mat for another 2 breaths. As you're finishing your second breath, you can take your hands to gather your knees, bringing your feet to the ground. Roll to one side so you can press up, facing the front of your mat, making sure you have your 2 blocks ready. Now we'll need them on each end of your mat. Find a downward dog, hands ground down, spreading the fingers, curl the toes to lift your hips up and back. Might start pedaling your downward dog, first one we're doing today in this practice. So grip your fingers into the mat, send your heels towards the ground, soft bend through the knees, and as you press your hands into the ground, you reach your heart back towards your thighs, tall, long spine, gazing between your feet. And then start to walk your feet towards the top of the mat. Keep breathing. Feet might be about hips distance apart. And bend into the knees, drape your belly over your thighs, hanging down heavy, maybe catching your elbows. Sway a little side to side. Feet settled into the ground. Maybe stillness for a moment. Notice the difference between the weight going into your heels and the weight shifting into the balls of your feet and toes. Release the arms, bend the knees to slowly roll the body up to stand. You can reach your arms over your head, take an inhale. Exhale, hands at the heart center. Release the hands down, Tadasana, and then up again, breath in. Draw the moon as you dive down into your fold, and we begin. From the fold, bend the knees as much as you need to bring your hands to the mat. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot back. Low lunge. Frame your foot and just lift your chest inside of your knee so that you can look up. You keep your hands to the ground. Take a breath in and a breath out. You start to look down to your block, having it ready for half moon. Similar to the warrior 3 we got into, lift the back knee, hand to the block, left hand to your left hip. You can start to walk your foot in a little, press down into your standing leg and lift your left hip up. Stack your hips, press out through your heel as you pull your toes towards your shin, flexing them and pointing them out to the left side as you lift your left arm up. Stack your shoulders, feel them pulling together. Embrace the wobbles, one more breath in. Soft bend into the front knee so you can step back. Draw your moon shape with your right arm as you turn to face the back of your mat, toes towards the back, hands down to the ground. Step back to a plank pose, back of your mat. Drop your knees, shift forward, elbows in as your chest comes down. Press into the hands, arms in as you lift your heart, low cobra. Exhale, lower down. Curl your toes and press back to downward facing dog. And then step your left foot in between your hands. Drop your back knee for low lunge on this side. Hands to the mat or fingertips lift through the heart. Take that low lunge looking up. Curling the back toes if you had them down. Get your block ready next to your left foot. Right hand to right hip. So you can do the other side. Lifting your right foot. Stacking your hips. Very interesting to do this right next to a wall and a bookshelf. Practicing the challenge. All right, maybe looking up if you can. Bend into the front knee. Step the foot back. Draw your moon shape back to the top of the mat. Hands down. Plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, knees, elbows in, chest, chin down, tops of the feet down, lift up, inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down, press up to downward facing dog. Okay, we'll do that whole sequence one more time. Come to the top of your mat. Fold down. Rise up, reach up. Inhale. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, dive down. Step your left foot back. Low lunge with the right foot forward. Gaze up. Hand to the block or the mat. Lift your left foot up and back. Half moon. Bend into the front knee so you can step back. Sweeping your moon shape towards the back. Taking your flow, you can also skip this and just wait in downward dog. Inhale. And exhale. We come to downward facing dog. And we step the left foot forward. Lower the back knee. Low lunge, lift the gaze. Look down and find your way into your half moon. And this time, step your right foot down next to your left. This is actually how we should have done it. Folding forward. Inhale, rise and reach up. And exhale, we've completed the Chandra Namaskar, moon salutation. We can reach up, fold back down, and then turn to face the other way in your fold. Walk your hands forward. We're just going to do this in a fun way. Coming back to face the top of the mat, downward facing dog. Roll down to your knees. Sit your hips back so that you can take your legs out in front of you. That is a grounding, cooling practice. Maybe it felt a little intense at some moments, but it opens you up and really focuses on getting your feet and your body comfortable with challenging balance and grounding you to root into the earth. We will start to roll down onto the back and bring the feet in towards the heels. Open the arms out to the side. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. We're just cooling down even further, dropping the knees from side to side, massaging the low back and the hips. You're moving back and forth and breathing as you're cooling. And the next time that your knees are over to the left, leave them there. And you can stay just like this, breathing. If you want to just deepen a little bit of the stretch into your outer right hip, then take your left foot and place it on top of the outer right thigh so it helps to drop your right knee down a little further towards the ground, relaxing your left knee as well. Stretch should follow up the side hip into the low spine as well. Relax your shoulders into the ground, maybe gazing the opposite direction of your knees. Another 2 breaths. And if your gaze is to the side, take it up. Release the foot if you had it on. Lift the knees up and drop them over to the right side. Staying here if you like, or taking your right foot on top of the outer left thigh and then relaxing the knees towards the ground. They probably won't touch. You can always place a block underneath any part of your body to support in this place. The gaze could be the opposite direction of your knees. 2 more full breaths. Gaze up if you aren't already. Release the foot if you have it. Lift the knees. Feet to the mat, walking them in. Knees to the chest. can rock a little side to side again or circle the knees. If there's something else you want to do to reset before Shavasana, go for it. And then you can take a hug when you're ready, wrapping your arms around your shins, squeeze in, forehead towards the knees, hug it all in to your little moon ball shape. And then release your head down, release your feet, extend your legs. And you arrive. A well-earned rest after a soothing practice of balance and flexibility in honor of the full moon. Feel your feet and toes and heels becoming heavy, legs and thighs sinking into the mat. The glutes soften, the hips, the low back and pelvis, the shoulder blades, the arms, the hands. Your jaw is loose, your mouth and tongue soft. Forehead relaxed, the eyes settling deeper into the mat. And if the thoughts are still racing around in your mind, remember the image work you can do for your meditation. Imagining the thoughts as clouds in the night sky. And you're helping them to float away, to open up space for a shining night sky with stars and a full moon, admiring the beauty and your connection with your breath that flows into your body and accepts the energy of the moon. Embrace the stillness for as long as you can. I will leave you here to enjoy your Savasana and look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. So that'll do it. Thank you for joining class today. I hope that you feel some more balance, some flexibility in the body and the mind. And please like the video if you enjoyed. Also comment and let me know. Do you get affected in any way by the phases of the moon, whether it's a full moon or otherwise? I'm curious. And with that, I hope to see you again soon. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great rest of your day.